Come on, dig into that soul, Chris. Come on. Show the fuckers that you want shit right now. Show these fuckers that you get it. Dig.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Make them combinations fast. Come on. Trust in your speed, son.
He got that killer instinct. He know what it takes to get it done.
4 minutes.
That's why it's easy training with him, because he trains so hard.
In terms of my training in my camp, I love combat. I love testing myself.
What's the work, Chris?
Did some cardio earlier.
No, Wednesday we got 12 rounds, son. 12 3-minute rounds.
Inside the training camp. The energy is intense as Chris Eubank Jr. hones his craft under the guidance of his iconic father. Chris Eubank Sr. with the highly anticipated rematch against Benn approaching. The duo is merging classic toughness with modern technical refinement. Eubank Sr.'s trademark, focus, discipline, and mental strength are driving junior single quotes as preparations, shaping the camp into a powerful display of legacy, growth, and redemption.
This is my first full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus and hone your skills in the fight world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Work the rope.
With the rematch between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn drawing closer. The energy inside Eubank's training camp is buzzing. Their first meeting at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium back in April 2025 ended with Eubank Jr. earning a unanimous decision victory after a grueling 12-round battle, setting the stage for an even more intense second clash.
Into this fight and find his range, but find his range he did. They just exchanged the rounds one by one. Eventually, Conor Benn looked like he was slowing down, but he found a second wind and managed to take it back to Chris Eubank Jr., particularly just with really aggressive punches. Chris Eubank Jr. working the body, Conor Benn trying to find that knockout punch. It was chaotic, a barrage from both fighters in those final few rounds, and so hard to call. On the fan scorecards, it was level, 114 to 114, and no one could separate these two. But you heard it there, Chris Eubank Jr. wins, and not only does that on unanimous decision, but does it to inflict Conor Benn's first.
Kumabok statistics from their first encounter showed Eubank Jr. landing 367 of his 912 punches, while Benn connected with 215 out of 593. Even as the older and more physically strained fighter, Eubank Jr. managed to come out on top. However, the extreme weight cut and dehydration issues he faced drew serious concern, especially since he came in 0.5 pounds over the limit, received a fine, and was briefly hospitalized afterward as a precaution. Heading into the rematch, Eubank Jr. is considered the clear favorite and is determined to finish Benn decisively this time. Meanwhile, his father, Chris Eubank Sr., continues to be both supportive and cautious, rebuilding his relationship with his son, while also questioning whether the second fight should take place under the same demanding circumstances. As their first meeting
drained, they put a rehydration clause in. They fined him some £500,000 for coming in, 2 ounces over the weight. It was reported to me by Lawrence Lustig, who is a very famous photographer. Junior wasn't even sweating at the end of the fight. Dehydration. These rules are in place to save my son, to save the lives of fighters. Unfortunately, the reporters, the journalists are not doing their job. They're not holding them to account. Gareth Davis, do your job. Simon Jordan, you speak on boxing, do your job. You are not credible if you let these things happen. What you are is a jester. As I said after the fight, Conor Benn is an extraordinary fighter. Fighting at 156 or fighting a fighter at 160, he doesn't get back down to 147. And if he does, he's not the fighter he could have been. They are dangerous, they are reckless. If the boxing board of control don't do what they're supposed to do, which is to block fights from happening which do not abide by the weights and the rules, you are baboons. I'm not a baboon, and I know this life. I've gone up to cruiserweight, fighting Carl Thompson. Watch that fight. Both of them, where you're watching one man who is almost twice the size of me. So it seems, I say this sparingly, seemingly killing me. And it looks like a fight because the smaller guy, me, has heart, and nothing is gonna stop me. No threat, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going to put a picture up of my eye. It looked like my eye was pregnant giving birth. That's these promoters pulling me into a fight that I need for the money. So I say, no, I'll do it. But the boxing board of control is not supposed to allow that to happen. So now when I speak on it for my own son, people say, oh, well, you know, he's overreacting. I'm not.
Inside Chris Eubank Jr.'s training camp, the atmosphere is focused and disciplined as he prepares for his rematch with Conor Benn. Over the past several weeks, his training has centered on fixing the weaknesses he felt showed up in their first fight. Eubank Jr. has acknowledged that his previous win came largely from determination and experience, rather than sheer physical dominance. And this time, he plans to turn that insight into a far more convincing and commanding performance.
What that session involved and the benefits for him.
We call that the Xbox, 6 different stations. You got 3 coaches, you got 3 different obstacles to push you as far as your power shots, your speed, your slipping, your rhythm, your sprints, your endurance on throwing your power shots and stepping over. So we usually do that once a week to push the fighter, and then every week we go up.
Pick it up.
Keep pushing. Push. More. There you go.
There we go. Come on, let's go.
Come on, kid. Here we go. Keep it up. Come on. Go. Come on, keep it up.
Eubank Jr. has based his training camp in Dubai, distancing himself from distractions and committing to intense sparring sessions and conditioning routines. He shared that although his father, Chris Eubank Sr., will be present at ringside for support, the guidance during training comes from his current coaching setup. One of his sparring partners noted that Eubank frequently pushes through 4-minute rounds with only 30-second breaks, a demanding routine designed not only to elevate his stamina, but also to sharpen his tactical discipline when fatigue sets in.
Full camp in Dubai. I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of...
Eubank Jr. has reunited with veteran coach Brian Bomac McIntyre, the same mastermind who helped Terence Crawford achieve undisputed championship status, signaling that Eubank isn't aiming to simply repeat his previous win, he wants to dominate the rematch. McIntyre confidently remarked that Eubank already has been figured out, praising his mindset and relentless work ethic throughout camp. He highlighted that, unlike previous preparations, this training cycle has been marked by complete dedication and unwavering focus. McIntyre added that the team is continuing to push forward with steady, consistent work as they prepare for the next challenge.
Grinding, to the next fighter.
Did you get to make it back over for the victory parade?
Yes,
or
definitely we had to come back for the parade. That was beautiful what the city did for Bud.
How was that? Yeah, because we've even seen other fights before where there's been a great turnout, but this looked like a whole new level. And so right, it should have been.
I can imagine probably close to 1 million people there. I would think, man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Crawford's obviously enjoying some well-deserved time off, but has he spoken to you any more about what kind of next steps would be for him, what he wants?
No, not yet. We talked a little bit yesterday, but we didn't discuss anything about boxing. So we're just making sure, I was checking with him, making sure the gym was going good, the kids was getting a good workout, and we're putting on another show for our up-and-coming fighters. So, he's working on that, and while I'm working with Chris.
Working with Chris, exactly. You are back working with Chris Eubank Jr. You're with him for the rematch against Liam Smith. How did it come about, you coming back into camp with him for this one?
Well, while we was finishing up with Crawford, Chris's guys, they hit me up maybe a month out and asked me would I be, interested. I told them, of course, right away, because I felt like that me and Chris got a good repertoire together, and we got a good relationship, and we come out with good results.
The first meeting between Eubank Jr. and Benn carried the weight of their fathers. Storied rivalry from the early 1990s, adding emotional depth and historical significance to the event. Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn's feud remains one of the most legendary chapters in British boxing, with their first encounter in November 1990 becoming a high-stakes classic defined by ferocity and drama. Both fighters were at their peak. Eubank Sr., the confident and unbeaten technician, and Benn, the explosive power puncher known for his relentless aggression. Their showdown lived up to the hype, with Eubank surviving Benn's early onslaught and ultimately stopping him in the 9th round to capture the WBO middleweight title. The modern clash between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. has even been compared to the 2008 dream matchup between Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya, where Pacquiao jumped to weight divisions to face the multi-division champion. Despite size concerns, Pacquiao's speed and accuracy overwhelmed De La Hoya, whose corner ended the fight before the 9th round. In a similar fashion, Benn, naturally a welterweight, moved up to challenge the bigger and more experienced Eubank Jr. And although the physical advantages favored Eubank, Benn delivered a brave, powerful performance that showcased both his determination and resilience.
Putting the bag on Conor Benn, and here's why. I believe we've seen this type of fight before. The similarities are unreal. 2008. A 29-year-old Manny Pacquiao faced a 35-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was the favorite in that fight against Manny Pacquiao because not only was Oscar De La Hoya an experienced and fantastic fighter, he was just naturally the bigger man, and they thought Manny Pacquiao was insane. Chris Eubank Jr., as the bigger man and skilled fighter, people are seeing him as the favorite. And me too, I am predicting a Chris Eubank Jr. win. But where I'm going to put my money is going to be on Conor Benn because of the history, the similarities of what we saw in 2008 with Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya. No, Conor Benn is no Manny Pacquiao, but don't get it confused. Chris Eubank Jr.